Welcome to a brand new review of Full Metal Panic to close out this week. I hope. If I have to redo them a third time, I will not be happy. In the one we revisited yesterday, we saw the dynamic had been forever changed. Now Kaname knows that Sosuke is in the military and there to watch over her because of weird info in her head. Their morning routines are shown in parallel, with her to be a fantastic high school elite and him ready to take over a small country if necessary. On the way, some douchebag from their class keeps trying to come on to Kaname and won't take no for an answer. On the other hand, Kaname has complex feelings about Sosuke. She seems to delight in his behavior, but feels she can't show that and so acts all aloof. What makes things worse is this dickhead already has a girlfriend, Mitsuki. Actually, I think it might be something close to Mitsuki, like Mitsuki or something like that, but I've already got a name taking up space in my brain for that kind of a thing, so I'm just going to stick with it, right or wrong. It's not like she's an important character in the grand scheme. I hope. She starts stalking Kaname in a rage, and things get worse when the aforementioned dickhead starts putting up graffiti about Kaname, and Sosuke questions him in the bathroom.
I don't know what you're talking about!
Doing this hours after getting a gun under his chin, I can't help but think this is natural selection at work. Kaname is forced to cross the forbidden zone and enter the boys' room in order to stop this impromptu waterboarding, but is soon joined by Mitsuki. She demands to know what they're doing to Shirai. That's the douchebag taking a swimming lesson right now. Well, it turns out that he's actually innocent. I mean, of the graffiti. He's guilty of a lot of other things, I'm sure. Now, Mitsuki's been the one doing it. And shockingly, getting him waterboarded is not something that really endeared him to his girlfriend. Funny that. However, that is subtext that is clearly lost on Sosuke.
That's perfect. I can interrogate her.
On the other hand, Shinji tries to help by giving Sosuke a dating sim to learn about how the social scene with Japanese high school girls is supposed to go, but Sosuke is now just breaking the hearts of AI with his cluelessness.
Wait! If you cut off negotiations, it can only lead to war!
Tell me about it. This is a symptom, of course, of the problem with Kaname, who gives him another whop on the head because he's still doing the looking through a cutout newspaper instead of just standing next to her like she wants. Speaking of bad romance, seems Mitsuki has been dumped because she's placing huge orders of food in Shirai's name.
Is Shirai having some sort of a party for the terrorists this evening?
We work hard, we play hard. Well, in her twisted logic, she's decided this whole situation is Sosuke's fault. So he has to pretend to be her boyfriend when her friends come by, and that naturally requires them having to practice at Kaname's place. Upon hearing the details, Kaname objects, but realizes she has no actual grounds for it, not unless she were to outright state that she wants Sosuke all to herself. And right now she'd rather eat the salad bowl itself than admit that aloud. Sosuke is willing to go along with this because it's a fact-finding mission for this new combat domain, for it was General Pat Benatar who famously declared that love is a battlefield. Things are not going well, as Sosuke, as we have seen, struggles with plausible lies, defaulting to the truth instead. His list of special skills are impressive, but not the kind of thing Mitsuki's friends are expecting from Shirai.
Scouting, recon, setting bombs, and operation of the AS.
No! Tell me Shirai's special skills!
Impure sexual relation?
That I would expect from Shirai, yes. They practice into the night, unsettling Kaname every time he says he loves her, even though she knows he doesn't actually mean it. And as we saw this week, this isn't a one-way thing. He has feelings for her that supersede even his dedication to his duty. Mitsuki is just trying to pull sitcom hijinks, and we're talking like old-school hijinks, like John Ritter kind of hijinks. The next day, we meet these three friends with the inexplicable comparison of the trio to traffic lights because they're red, yellow, and green. That's my assumption. Maybe that's a cultural thing I'm unaware of. It's Japan. Anytime I feel I have a grasp on how their culture works, it then becomes... Sosuke is handling the lunch out rather well.
Lady and I just want to tell them how precious you are.
Do tell!
As much as the political value of a spy satellite.
Whoa, I had no idea things had gotten so serious. Things lurch forward, only for it to go wrong when Mitsuki and the trio walk right up to the real Shirai, who's out with a new girl. He tries confronting her over all the fake orders to the restaurants until things escalate. Kaname karate chops the back of his neck, but Sosuke really raises the stakes with a drawn gun. The cat's out of the bag, but we've seen that Sosuke will stick to a story to ridiculous lengths. So when Mitsuki refuses to admit the trick, and the girls respond by saying if it's true they should kiss, Sosuke maintains the operation's integrity. Shirai's a douche. That doesn't mean she's not a lunatic.
And he has no connection to Mitsuki whatsoever. He's just a stupid, perverted, war-crazy military maniac!
Let me put it this way, Kaname is the picture of normalcy next to that little bitch. Well, Kaname is pissed, calling it sexual assault, until Sosuke contextualizes it as the same as CPR, which he has performed many times, typically on men. In other words, he puts his lips on someone else's in context, sometimes to save their life, sometimes because it's wacky hijinks that he's been dragged into. He doesn't do it because he wants to. Well, that seems to calm Kaname down, but when he comes down and it looks like he's going to kiss her except doesn't, oh, is she pissed. The rules of engagement in war are child's play compared to the complexities of dating. That concludes this video. If you want to hear my thoughts on this week's episodes, just tune into the companion video.